we cannot hear you at this moment.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Eid Mubarak to everyone. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري واشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah, with the Eid, end of Ramadan and Eid, we will start the journey of human life. Let's see how we can find ourselves in Adam's story. Inshallah. إذ قال ربك للملائكة إني خالق بشرا من طين. It's interesting. Yeah, I think there is no need to go back. Let's start fresh from the story of Adam, what we studied last week and previous weeks. I think they are related, but this is a story in and of itself. So, when your Lord said, okay, just a minute, I made a mistake. Now here, all right. When your Lord said to the angels, I'm going to create a human being from clay. Of course, this, if you like, event, creation, or scenario, our scenario, it is interesting to notice that God is speaking to angels. What does it mean? Why angels? Speaking to angels. Just do it. Isn't it? Have you ever thought about it?
No.
Okay. All right. That is mostly dependent on our understanding of angels. I think what I believe angel is, as far as we are concerned, which means as the addressee of the Qur'an, I have to see the story, you call it manqiba, of Adam from my perspective, because I'm going to read it and I'm going to be responsible to confirm it, this is the truth or not. That is my responsibility. That's why I have to look at it always. When I read the Quran, I have to look at the telling or the content of the Quran from my perspective, not from the creator's perspective. For example, when I communicate with the universe, I do the same thing. I look at the universe and analyze the universe from my perspective. I cannot analyze the universe from God's perspective because I am experiencing the universe there. In the same way, I have to look at and listen to the Quran and try to understand from my perspective. From my perspective, what is going on here, although it is told that the story, it's very well known. If you go and ask any Muslim or students of the Quran, inshallah, we will be students of the Quran, by the way. It is becoming more and more estranged, unfortunately. But Muslims who claim to believe in the Quran, and if you say that the story of Adam is told in the Quran, you say, yeah. God asked the Iblis, and Iblis didn't prostrate before Adam. This is the well-known story. Where, if you say, where did it take place? In paradise. I say, well, I don't know, or I haven't been there. Inshallah, I will. So how can I confirm it? Of course, when I look at the subject from my perspective, when I look at the universe, I have to analyze it from my perspective, Quran from my perspective, and angels speaking, God is speaking to angels means, as far as I'm concerned, angelic side of the universe, so that in order to understand the story, I have to look at it under the witnessing of the universe, including myself, because I am a part of the universe. Yeah, I'm a created being. I may be different from other creatures, but every creature is different from other creatures as well. Got it? So I am going to create a human being from clay. Now, looking at the case from angelic side, look, really, I am made out of clay first, because I see myself as a piece of matter, nothing more. So as I see it as a part of the universe. So, but the story starts that, look, if you want to understand this story, you have to look at the angelic side of the universe, and also you have to look at your angelic side as well. But don't forget, you have the material side and angelic side in your existence. Okay. So, وإذا سويته ونفخت فيه من روحي فقعدوا له ساجدا. This story is mentioned in many other places, and maybe in greater details in section Araf, 7th section. But here is shortcut. When I have سويته, it is translated here as you see, have proportionated him. Did you want to say, by the way? Did you want to say something? I think you want to say. There are some friends here.
I wanted to ask that we have to have like an understanding from our perspective. We need to have an understanding of the angelic side and
the universe.
side,
Because it says, I spoke to angel, to God says in the narration, God is speaking by definition. Quran is the speech of God, right, by definition. And we will see. We will see. Okay. So from our perspective, or how can I visualize it? God is attracting my attention to understand the following story. If only you look at the creation from angelic side as well as it appears to be the material one. That's why there will be a difference between material side of human being, the body, which will be called Bashar.
Okay.
Yeah, it means Bashar means really something to do with Bashira, touching, and something to do with skin. When you communicate, that's why the Bashar is skin. What does it mean? Skin side. Skin means outward form of it. When I look at the universe, what I see the skin of the universe. But beyond the skin, I have to reason. Now, my eyes cannot go beyond the skin. When I look at you, I see your skin. When I look at any creature, I see its outward. Outward side of it. Right? That is why Bashar means first look at yourself and consider yourself as you see it outwardly. Okay? But we will study that. The Bashar is not mentioned here. I a bit forwarded it, fast forward. No, okay. So I'm going to create, Bashar is mentioned here in the first verse, by the way, I'm sorry. خَالِقٌ بَشَرًا مِنْ طِينٍ. Now, when you look at it, you see only the outward appearance of human beings. Right. I thought Bashar will be mentioned, but it is already here. Oh, anyway, it was my mistake. I'm sorry for it. So, first, you can look at yourself like this and it appears to be comfortable. Don't be, how do you say, looking for mysterious things. Comfortable. What you see? The matter. Yeah, material side of it. And min tin also, matter. Yeah. But in order to understand the story, the crux of the story, not the message, you have to bear in mind that this universe also has an angelic side, and you also have angelic side. Now, first, let's understand. فَإِذَا سَوَّيْتُهُ. When God is speaking, have proportioned him. Well, sawa means make it smooth, perfectly fitting, right? And what does it mean? Whatever is created in the universe, it is given the form by the Creator to fit the purpose of its existence, exactly to match it. Yeah, for example, if you are going to make a saw, you have to make the edge of the saw in such a way that it will cut the wood, for example. Or if you are going to make a saw to cut an iron, metal, you have to make the edge according to the purpose of it is, according to the purpose it was made for. So you have to adjust the edge accordingly. That is sawa. And make it smooth, level. But level doesn't mean necessarily only make it completely not round, not another shape, but straight shape. No. Make it exactly in fitting position. For example, the lock and the key. Right. Now, in order to have a key which operates and opens and locks the lock, you have to make it sawa. What does it mean? Give the shape exactly the lock is ready to be operated. That sawa means this. Now, what's a way to وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي. Here is the importance of angel came. And then, and the angelic side of creation. And then I breathe into it from my spirit. Yeah. I breathe into it from my spirit. And I breathe off my spirit into him. And then it is shortcut story. فَقَعَدُوا لَهُ سَاجِدِينَ. You must, so that you must prostrate before, fall down in prostration before him. Now, what we understand from here, before, let me say, my favorite example is book. You get the papers ready. You get the cover ready, perfectly bound. Yes, solid. Does it have any value for you? Yeah, paper, collection of paper. But when, let me repeat the words perfectly, وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي, when I breathe into the book from my knowledge, example, that's just a parable, no, analogy, sorry, not. So I cannot use spirit. It means angelic side of the book has received, it is ruh. Ruh what? Information, knowledge. What is this? My knowledge is transformed into into the book. Now, what do you do now? The book becomes precious. And what do you do? To prostrate before it. What does it mean? Yeah, get the book and start communicate with it. With the paper, you cannot communicate. You cannot learn anything, but you communicate with it. Exactly, human spirit is like this. Body is there, made up of, in the parable, in the analogy, paper. It means tin, it means soil or clay, whatever it is. There are other types of names used. What is the difference? That is in great detail, I don't know. I mean, I feel, how am I going to apply it to my practical life? That's what our purpose is when we read the Qur'an. It means human beings become so precious with this spirit, so that this spirit starts communicating the angelic side of the universe. Right? Teen and bashar, material, touching. But angelic side of the universe, angels, and the ruh, spirit, is given into, what happens now? The relationship completely shifts into spiritual side of the beings, angelic side of the beings. Your angelic side is communicating with the angelic side of the universe now. So universe is ready now to serve you. That's prostration. The book, when the book is written, the knowledge of the author is transformed into the book, is written. What you do now, your material relationship with the book completely changes this, shifts its dimension, the relationship dimension between you and the book. You start communicating with the book, not the paper. And the transformation of knowledge of the author takes place, operates, and you start getting the transformation. Did you get it? No, not lost.
Just like in the book example, for the human being, when it gets the spirit,
intelligence here,
yeah,
intelligence communicates with, and memory and intelligence communicates with
the meaning of the universe.
And in the book example, the knowledge, knowledge of the author. Although you don't have anything to do with the author now, but you communicate with the author, author's knowledge. And that is the universe. We don't have any. We don't have anything to do with the absolute being. Absolute being is beyond our reach of even imagination. Not really physically introduced, but beyond our imagination. Because it is nothing to do with the universe, so its nature is completely different. So what we do now, we communicate with the spirit of the creator, author of the universe, if you like, and through what? Not my skin anymore, but through my spirit. But this spirit is given to me again by the same creator, right? Of course, the book example doesn't work here. But the example stops there because it was just a specific example to see the difference between paper and information in it, between material appearance of the universe and angelic side of the universe. Angelic side of the universe, what does it do? The angelic side of the universe reveals the qualities of its maker, as the book reveals the quality of the author, which sense book example is very limited information, knowledge. But the universe has many qualities manifested in it, so we can communicate with the universe, through the universe, with the creator of the universe, through the spirit the creator has endowed us with. So you understand that we are in good shape now. Although we are communicating through our creation, our being, and through the universe. In fact, if we have this approach, as the Quran presents to us, we are communicating with the author of the universe. That is Iman consciousness, not materialist view. How can I can be in the presence of my creator easily by looking at the universe, thinking the qualities manifested in it. No, it's not difficult. It's not magical. It is not mysterious. No, everybody can do it. You don't have to be a, professor of any subject. It's so simple, isn't it?
So this prostration can be translated as communication with the
Well, you are getting involved in it now. Yeah. So the universe is transferring the angelic side of the universe, is transferring the qualities of its creator to you. It means if you didn't have any communication with the universe, your spirit will function nothing, will do nothing. If we don't communicate with the angelic side of the universe is just a transient collection of papers in the example of the book, like the example of the book. It means nothing. You don't get any value, any virtue, that just eat and sleep and die. Pointless. Only after using your spirit and putting it in contact with the universe starts speaking to you. It means prostrating you. Like the book, when we read the book, the information in the book, rather than looking at the paper or the cover of it only. For example, look at this. Well, I can show it. No, look at this, like this. And I don't communicate with it. It doesn't mean anything to me. But when I open and start reading, I am directly in contact with the author. But this is a limited example because only knowledge of the author. That's it. Maybe tinged with wisdom of the author as well, how he presented it, an ability for eloquence, it means rhetoric side of the sentences, etc. But not the universe. Universe reveals all the information about its creator through all the qualities manifested in them. All the qualities, wisdom, knowledge, free will, it means absolute choice of the creator, perfect arrangement, balance, beauty, everything, order, perfect order, purposefulness, incredible, and also mercy, compassion. We know that justice, everything is adjusted perfectly. It is as they should be in order to fulfill their purpose of existence. This is beautiful. It's not difficult. This Imam matter, unfortunately, is seen as something you have to close your eyes and imagine something. It's nothing mysterious. It is so convincing, so understandable, and it is directly related to our practical life. Either you can look at the bashar, skin, outward appearance of the book, it means cover of the book, or open it and read it. Get the information. Exactly the universe. You can say, oh, this is a tree, this is a bird, this is a squirrel, or I don't know, this is their house, and the cloud, today is cloud, for example. Or when it is sunny, you say it is sunny, I can see the sun, for example. What does it mean? Skin. My skin with its skin. My human side is not operating. That is why, in order to communicate with the universe, we have to first realize or analyze our own existence, who we are. Who am I? Yes, I have matter, body, appearance, but I have feelings, I have intelligence, I have conscience, I have consciousness. I can question, I look for the answer, I inquire about future, what will happen. I try to remember the past and receive or gain experience and utilize this experience. All my creation is all purposeful. I don't communicate with the universe only with their matter, skin, bashar. No, why? When I look at the flower, I love it. When I look into the dustbins, oh, no, I don't want it. Why? Why is the difference? We have different feelings. We have different levels of, or the content of communication with the universe, with the creative things outside. So we shouldn't take the universe and human relationship easily, or not, I would say not easily, lightly. What is it? Loosely. No. Seriously, who am I? According to the definition of my being, I will communicate with the universe. It becomes the definition of the existence of the universe as well. But you cannot define the universe unless you define yourself. If you deny your feeling, I said, oh, no, I like this table. Why? I like it, that's it. And I'm going to use it until I die. Okay. What is the purpose? While I'm here, I have to do it. Okay, the message you received. Thank you. Okay. Although we know in other parts of the Quran, in various ways, different, extended story, short story, just giving a reference, short reference to the story of Adam. We see that the name Adam is mentioned. What is interesting in section Sa'd, 38th section of the Quran, the name Adam is not mentioned. It left it unanimous. It was any human being. Well, we can understand Adam, not necessarily the Adam. When we say Adam represents the human race. So the point is, it is about me. That's why I have to take it. I shouldn't read it, the story of somebody else. I should just read it. That's why at the beginning we said we are going to see human journey, him itself, my journey, my life journey. Of course, when we say that, okay, write your life story, resume. I was born. Ridiculous. We describe ourselves as I was born here and I'm going to die there and at a certain time. It's a reduction of humanity, because these definitions that the secular society, civilization injects into our mind reduces human being to body. When they ask you, describe yourself, I was born in such and such place in such and such time, and I have my family was like this. I was born into a family with a certain cultural background, and then I studied this. I did this. I had this experience. I specialized in this. Look, all of them are temporary side of ourselves. So we have to watch out. Although we say outside world, mostly secular values. In the outside world, secular values are operating or functioning. Okay. And then say, I'm a Muslim, I believe. I'm a believer. So I don't look at the universe as a secular. I believe in God. But in fact, we should be very careful. Although we believe in God, yes, that's correct. That's correct. I don't say no at all. But our way of life, our understanding is nothing but secular, mostly. Oh, well, we pray. Okay, that's correct. This is important. Yes, exactly. We fast. Yes, that's exactly. That's correct. But as long as we don't communicate through our spirit feelings with the angelic side of the universe, practically my belief has no impact on my life. Why? Because we don't take belief seriously. What is belief? When I say I believe in God, what does it mean? I believe in angel, what does it mean? I believe in the hereafter, what does it mean? In my practical life, where is it? Yeah, prophet. Muhammad is the prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam. And also we continue, it is our prophet, nobody else. Okay. It's not true, by the way. And also, where is Muhammad in your life? Practical life. That's why we have to be very careful, really, to live in at least 6-dimensional world. One side is belief in angels. The other side, angels, starts with angels. The foundation of belief is based on belief in angels. And then through angel, God. The belief through belief in angels and then belief in God. If someone doesn't really establish the belief in angels, have a foundation for it, basis for it, and says, I believe in God, it has no base. Why do you believe in God? How do you believe in God? Information. Transformation of the cultural information, which is horrible. It is a big loss, unfortunately. Majority of the cases among the believers, not only Muslims, Christians, Jews, Hindus, those people who say, okay, I believe in God, although I don't follow any religion, agnostics. Why? So angelic side makes that. For this is what we should understand this. Is if I'm saying, look, this table, whether you believe in God or not, this table needs a designer, doesn't it? Although very simple, yeah, on the $6 I bought this. So whatever it is, but still it needs a designer. It doesn't have to be decorated and perfectly expensive, but no. Yeah, you say this table has a designer. So what? So what in my life? I use it, but no connection with the designer. Then I intellectually say it must have a designer. The universe must have a designer. Okay, so what? In order to be in contact with the, you can call it designer of the universe, architect of the universe, creator of the universe, originator of the universe. Yeah, we use in this class mostly and purposefully the source of existence of the universe. Communicate with him. Although your eyes look at the universe, skin of the universe, your spirit is reading the message of the universe to me. It means my spirit is angelic side of me. Universe's meaning is angelic side of the universe. So my angelic side is communicating with the angelic side through my consciousness. So it makes sense now. Now, where I am now, I am in this connection of the universe. It has an angelic side, therefore it is a creator because angelic side shouts, cries out. These are the qualities of my maker. Now, and then comes what? This maker must guide me. How am I going to do? Okay, I understood there is God. I understood everything is meaningful. What shall I do now? Yeah. Well, I have a free will. How am I going to operate with my free will? Then prophet, the revelation. We call it, but be careful when we say we believe in the books. Don't make it a book. God's speech. When we have to be very careful about this. When I say I believe in the books, what does it mean? God revealed Bible, Torah, whatever, Qur'an are books. Okay, sent by God. I don't think God sent a book. God spoke. We put it into a book. We have to be very careful. That is very interesting. When you read the Quran, and the word comes book, so read it, it is referring to the book of the universe. And God is speaking in it. Yeah, Ahl al-Kitab means, as I really love this person, Nursi. He says, Ahl al-Maktab, studying the universe. Wow. It's very interesting, revolutionary. Thank you for reminding me. I'm amazed of this person's approach. This man's approach, Nursi's approach. How he puts everything. Well, that's what we are learning, how to understand these seemingly mysterious narrations of the story of Adam. Took place in paradise, nothing to do with me. But it's not. It is everything to do with me, practically right now. Alhamdulillah. That's my Eid. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Now we will see that angels are prostrating, serving. It means transferring the information about their creator, angelic side of the universe, and serving my spirit. It means feelings, intelligence, consciousness, and serving, prostrating, serving. It means I look at this one, the book example. Now, when I read it, it's prostrating before me, serving me. But if only I read it. If I don't read it, it is a burden, as the Quran says. it is a load on me. I have to carry it for nothing. Unless I read and start communicating with it and make it alive in my life. That's beautiful. Okay, inshallah, let's go to it. All right. Any question, any comment so far?
So with everything, when you're using, let's say the laptop you're using, that's also like a book, communicating.
Yeah.
You open it and you use it. It's serving us. The car is serving me. Plants are serving me. Air is serving me. Everything.
So whatever you want to do, it serves you. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. So, okay. So the angels prostrated all together. It means they are in our service now. We can communicate through them. They serve us. Okay. And gives the news about their creator's qualities. Yeah. And liabilities. What's wrong with this guy? Okay. استكبر وكان من الكافرين. Iblis side of me, if I regard myself as my body, what happens? Communicates with the body of the universe, matter, material side of the universe. What do we get? Nothing. Nothing in life. Like carrying the book, not reading it. What do I benefit? Oh, they got the message. Not reading it. It is a burden, as the Qur'an says. They are carrying the book like donkeys. All right. It is amazing to me, this kind of descriptions. But Iblis didn't. But he was too proud. He said, I'm not going to give you the proof. For example, let's assume that the book is not opening. I said, I'm not going to open. Right, and then you can, if it doesn't let you open and the paper's locked, let's say, the covers are locked and you cannot open it, what does it mean? I'm not going to reveal the message to you. I'm not going to accept you. I'm not going to transfer the information in me. So we have this side. He became one of those who deny the truth. Yeah, it means my reality. It says, you are only the body. So because we will see that Iblis represents a understanding, an approach, Iblis, and a human approach, considering the human as the Quran said, teen, it means matter, it means body. Today's science regards everything in an Iblisic way. Body, matter. Human beings are body, and for the physicists and chemists and biologists, universe is body. They are only busy with skin. They don't want to read it. They don't want to use their feelings, their intelligence to communicate the meaning, what is happening. They say, okay, I'm not this side of human being. We have free will. We can choose angelic side of us. We can choose devilish side of us. We can. When we took the devilish side of us, we become istekbara. It means too proud. But istekbara is the form of the word. Pretend to be great, but in fact not. Istekbara. Yeah, because of the form, this kabura is the word, but istekbara in this form pretend to be great, who was too proud. Of course, proud, we should understand that we are much more than claiming more than I am. What does it mean? I am a created being. If I say no, I exist by myself. What I did? Istekbara. Yeah, istekbara. It means claim to be no, not created being. I exist by myself. As all the scientists nowadays, not the science in methodology nowadays, not the people. People, some of them do, some of them don't. So the method of the science today operating in the world, too proud, because they don't want to see the meaning side of it. They said the matter exists by itself, as if looking at the book and seeing the letters, each letter of the book, without looking at the meaning of the whole sentence, claiming that every letter happened to be there haphazardly, randomly. Developed like this. And at the end, when it became meaningful, they stopped. How do they have free will? Consciousness, I mean, this is simple, everybody should know it. But unfortunately, great minds, very smart people, don't use their intelligence because they are too proud. Just to say that I exist by myself, I don't want to submit myself to anything, they turn whole universe into the same form, claiming we exist, claim that universe also says they exist by themselves. It's what's happening in the world. It's not a simple matter. Although to understand where the mistake lies in the attitude of man is easy, but it is a serious matter that all great minds of human beings, smart people, studying and doing lots of equations in a very smart way. I admire them, how they really construct equations of how the things exist, etc., whatever their subject. They are very smart. But being smart is not enough. You have to be realistic. You have to use your consciousness and admit your reality. That's attitude. That is attitude. That is why being proud is very important in order to become an arrogant man, and not only yourself, reduce yourself to matter only, but turn the whole universe also, that's reality, into matter, deny the angelic side of the universe. Just because he didn't accept his angelic side. The spirit is revealed, breathed into him by its creator. It says, I'm not going to submit myself to the creator, so deny the spirit, receive it from the creator, declare that my body is made up of tin. It means clay. It's very simple, isn't it?
That's the example you were giving about the blocking the book and not getting the meaning. So the Iblis attitude is to block.
Because there is no meaning in it.
Yeah.
The book is just paper. What are you talking about? So let me see then read. There's nothing in it. No meaning is there because it doesn't have an author. It doesn't have an author. What does it mean if you say there is an author? Is that there is no intelligence and purposeful writing in it? It means when we say, I touched upon it, when we read the Quran, when the word book, al-kitab, mentions, think of it in terms of, as the Quran says, kitabul mubin, universe. What is written there? in the creation of the universe. But it is mubin. What does it mean? Mubin? It means makes the things easy to understand, clear to understand, not complicated at all, but also itself is clear, not complicated, not complicated at all. So universe is perfectly arranged, nothing difficult to understand at all, but deeper, that's different. But you cannot say that, for example, a cat existed by itself. Impossible. It is clear to you. And also makes it clear for me the qualities of its creator. Yeah, it is a clear witness and also makes the reality clear for me, like the sun. Sun is mubin. What does it mean? It is itself is obvious out there. We can see it, no doubt. But also it helps other things to be understood and identified easily. That's what the speech of God is described in the Qur'an as mubin, and creation of the universe is also mubin. Nothing is secret. Nothing is mysterious. Somebody is, Farah, sorry, I just noticed your hand.
No worries. It's just a small thought, something I'm only beginning to think, and maybe will take time to think more about it. But this comparison, it's not comparison, but like the relationship between the Quran as the text we see in front of us in letters and sounds and the Quran of the universe. To what extent is it a complete one-to-one relationship, or are there aspects where there isn't a direct, where this comparison or this mirroring does not work? Like, for example, it's a small example, I'm sure it can be resolved, but like when in the Quran it talks about not reading like qira'ah, but like talawa, that also applies to the universe. So is there everything that it claims about what we understand commonly as the Quran, as the book, as the text, everything applies to the universe level, or is there somewhere where there's a distinction between the two? You're muted, Dr.
When you say the Quran is a text, Quran is not a text, it's speech. Mushaf is the text. Mushaf is human construction. We made it. I know that I learn, I hear, I learn, my memory, my intelligence grasped the speech, and I wrote it in a book. God doesn't write. I mean, of course, the creator of this action is God. That is different, but that is my construction. So when we say that Quran, you cannot really think of it in terms of a book. Quran is the speech. That's why I believe in the book. We have to understand this in this Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi. He's in, I believe, in his books. It is just a symbolic teaching of speech of God, because in fact, my personal idea is this. Whether you agree or not, I would like to hear your point of view. It is a misunderstanding of the word book in the Quran, and reflected in the Amantu, summary Amantu. But but of course, كلنا آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله. This is the Quranic verse. It doesn't, but we have to understand it with it, I'm very afraid of speaking against the almost 99% population of the believers in Islam agrees on this is, we have to say it book, but we have to understand that book in the language of the Quran refers something pure meaning, not a human construction of matter. Now, when you look at the universe, although we see the material side of the universe, but if you go into deeper and deeper and deeper into the material side, subatomic world, what you see? Manifestations of the names of the Creator, qualities of the Creator. It means the deeper you think, better the universe melts more and more. What does it mean? Melt, adjusted, 330, 350, sorry. Yeah, all right, thank you. So material side of the world becomes melting, thawing in your understanding. It doesn't mean that matter doesn't exist. For example, this is how we communicate with the speech of God. Speech of God is transferred through, from God, transferred through angel, Gabriel, angel. Name is not important, angel. And this angel spoke to a man, transferred this abstract, non-material, let's say revelation, information.
Is that like kalam?
Yeah, kalamullah, mutakallim, yes, speech of God. Yeah, Quran is kalamullah. Musaf is human writing. I'm not reducing it, of course, because human beings wrote this book. This is Musaf, by the way. Yeah, but also Al-Quran al-Kareem. This is, how do you say?
The message.
Yeah, usually people say Quran. It's Musaf. Yeah, why do we say Musaf and Quran? This is human construction. That's what we have to make the distinction between speech of God, Kalamullah, and this Kalamullah, what the Kalamullah now inspired into, revealed into the spirit of the prophet, right? And he pronounced it. As soon as the pronunciation takes place, what happens? Pronunciation is human construction. Yeah, that is historically those people who are here somehow familiar with this discussion in very ancient means classical scholarship, when they were great people talking about the serious matters, whether Quran is makhluk, created or not. Now, because of the minds are confused with Musaf and Quran, so they say transformed form cannot be non-created. No, it means absolute. Yeah, speech of God is absolute. Spoken, the prophet speaks out and you and I hear. No, it is human construction, makhluk. Speech is absolute. Kalamullah is absolute. Musaf is created. Speech is created. But in its word, in its constructions, sentences, in its chapter sections, etc., this is revealed to the prophet's spirit, and the spirit took it exactly. By the way, the origin of the spirit is what? God. He breathed. Yes? So it is infinite. It is infinite. But after
What is it?
well, spirit, it was not materially bound.
Spirit. Okay.
Yeah, but after the spirit is breathed out, it became makhluk. Here, you and me, makhluk. My feelings are makhluk, created. You understand the word, makhluk, created. So my feelings are created. My ruh is created. Its origin is infinite. Universe is created. Its origin is infinite, right? This knowledge here written is created. Its origin is human mind. It's nothing to do with Musaf. So we have to make this separation and then talk about what our friend Farah was mentioning. Without making this distinction, really we cannot have our reasoning on the right base. So I would go back to Farah. After this discussion, this part of the discussion, can you, if you are not clear, if you have some still concerns, comments, thoughts, questions, you can tell me. But after, if it is helpful for you, if it was helpful for you.
What I understand is that the Quran as the speech of God is not in what we're talking in these letters, sound, or this mushaf textual form. The speech of God is by definition coming from an absolute being, does not have a material nature. It doesn't have a form. It's an abstract concept, but it is only when it is uttered. Yeah.
It means it is absolute. It is infinite. That is
incomprehensible to human beings.
Sorry?
Like completely of a different nature.
Yeah.
To
Unless it is spoken out, then I understand.
Right.
God's the Creator's qualities, unless they are manifested in the form of this universe, I don't understand them. I cannot communicate with absolute. The scholars, great scholars, looked at from this aspect and said Quran is not created. But those people who looked at the Quran consider the speech of God after the prophet spoken, they said makhluk, created. To me, but especially Farah, this is your interest area as far as I know your studies. To me, both of them are right. But what was the conflict, disagreement? Because, for example, how can I say? When I always say this, oh, come on, the matter is becoming more and more subtle. You have to define first what you are talking about. Quran, what you are talking about, as knowledge of God, information from God, Kalamullah is, no, define the Quran is Kalamullah, uncreated. Quran is what we hear from the Prophet, what it was revealed to the Prophet, and he spoken out, created. But the definitions are not clear. Everybody's point of interest was different. Accordingly, they made right statement. So in this case, Mutazilite was right because they were looking at the meta or spoken form. Ash'arites were right because they were looking at the origin. For example, if I tell you I look at the universe and I see it is uncreated sight. What do I mean? angelic side, origin of the angelic side, right? Origin of the angelic side. If I say, I look at the created, it is the universe, it is created. What am I doing? The angelic side is manifested, executed, it is created. You understand? Now, in human beings, some extreme Sufists defined human beings something to do with what? God represents himself in human form. What does it mean? خلق الإنسان في سورة الرحمن. سورة الرحمن. Exactly like human being, God. Rahman means only the positive side of the creation is what I mean. From our side. Of the Jalal side is different. With that we seek refuge with Allah min sharri ma khalaq. So depends on what you mean. The origin of my spirit, here the Quran said, وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي. Origin of the spirit is non-makhluk, non-created. But after it became it manifested into the thin clay form of the universe, it means spoken out by the prophet, and it took its place into the clay, makhluk. So I am makhluk, my origin is, or source of existence is, my source of existence is infinite, absolute. That is so clear now. But someone may say, look, man, you are speaking too big, man. Those great scholars couldn't solve it. Did you solve the problem? Yes, not because I am greater than them, because of the argument they developed, helped me to understand the case clearly. So I am their student. This is what I mean. Even I listen to these people, Ash'arites, listen to Mu'tazilites, and I see that I think they are just talking from their perspective, and their perspectives are different. That's why their outcomes of what they say are different as well. I can distinguish it. If they didn't argue about this, I would never be aware of even the existence of the problem. But this is correct for the Quran. This argument is correct for the universe. This argument is correct also for human beings. We can see it. We can understand it. So everything becomes clear. So I have to make my mind up where I should stand. It's very simple. So let's do, inshallah, Farah, something helpful for you.
Yes, it's an interesting way that you were making these two schools, they call it, like come together. It's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Both of them were right. But we shouldn't be partial. We shouldn't take, how do you say, partiality or supporter of Ash'arite, supporter of Mu'tazilite. Partisans. If you look at the case, these people are smart people. What are they talking about? And they're talking about this matter, and the other one is talking about this matter from this perspective. I understand easily both they were right from the standpoint of their perspective. So we say, Alhamdulillah, Rahimahumullah, all of them. So we have to be comfortable. Definitely we should avoid being partisans, like this club supporters or sports club supporters. My club is the best. Why? Because it is my philosophy. Yeah, but just have an innocent, not innocent, impartial, good intention, appreciative attitude. Appreciative attitude. The only thing that I don't have any positive idea about the scientists of these ages, late centuries. Why? They know. They know. There's an expression in Turkish, they say, they know like a pig. Really. They know it's obstinate. They are created, but their choice is not to accept the reality, their reality. They don't want to submit themselves to a superior being. They want to be proud of their knowledge. They want to be proud of their investigations, because they don't say that this is the gift of my Creator. And as Qur'an says, God says in the Qur'an, the more they struggle, the more they sunk into the dalale. What is that? Take care of the shadow. All right.
Being lost.
Yeah, deviations, dalale in Turkey. Those people who are with very famous translation.
In error?
Yeah, good. That's all. They are all correct, but very famous.
Guidance, maybe misguidance.
Misguidance. Yeah, thank you very much. Very common phrases. So let's go this. Inna ibadi, sorry. Your mic is open.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Okay. So inna ibadi laysa laka alayhim sultanun illa من اتبعك من الغاوين. Now, I think we should stop here. So this is not from the same chapter Sad, but from chapter 15. Do you remember? Muhammad Said, chapter 15 is not Ibrahim. Oh, what's chapter 15? Ibrahim is 14. Chapter 15 is Yusuf. Not that. Hijr. I think Hijr, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, Hijr. Yeah. Yes, Hijr. So it is from chapter Hijr. Why I took it there? Oh, because this obstinate guy represented with the name Iblis. Because of this Iblis, when human beings see themselves on earth in communication with this universe here, living here, with his body, with his spirit, and the universe is out there, the material appearance of it, and also meaningful side of it, angelic side of it. So it becomes Satan and continuously whispers. So why there is such a being? Because I am pulled out between my spirit, and satanic whisperings. Why am I put in this position? So if I fall into the whisperings of Satan, am I responsible? It is created by God. That is the great discussion, inshallah, we have to have.
Have a free choice.
Yeah, free choice, but both options are created by God. Iblis is created by God. Satan is created by God, therefore. And human body is created by God. Human spirit is created by God. And also revelation is from God. And also human spirit is, directly comes from God. It represents all the qualities of God within me in the form of tools to understand. So both sides are contradicting each other. Why am I put in this contradictory position, in tension? And free will is free. You can go this way, you can go the other way. And also, this verse explains that Iblis has no power on you. Yeah, and then we will talk about it. Why? What does it mean? Why? But some people are, if it doesn't have any power, some people follow it. They say, I exist by myself. There are many great, smart people. Very smart people say we exist by ourselves, and the universe exists by itself. Everything exists by itself, randomly happening, all the changes. Yeah. But they randomly change, not purposefully change, conscious change. But they are deviated by Satan. Though what is the responsibility on them then? Because Satan is influencing them, and Satan is employed by God. It's a great subject. Thank you. Inshallah, next week. Inshallah. Eid Mubarak to everyone. Next week, shall we continue having today's class 6 o'clock? Or if someone says, no, I cannot make it at all, 7 is the best for me. Anyone? Definitely, it must be at 7 o'clock. Anyone? So Farah says 7 is better for you. Because
I mean, for 6 is
Different times.
actually the same time is fine for me as we are doing it.
I see 6 o'clock in Chicago means 5 o'clock in Chicago. So 7 o'clock here, 6 o'clock there. So the same time as we are having is fine. It means everybody agrees on it. We will continue having this class at 6 o'clock unless otherwise preferred by the attendees or participants. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Suhail said before I close, Suhail wrote kutub or kitab to me refers to the abstract notion of speech. It must be so. It must be so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No one can actually show divine speech. No one can show actually, Suhail, the second sentence, to be clarified, needs to be clarified. No one can show divine speech means no one can show the power of God, knowledge of God. Do you see what I mean? But after it is created, we can see it is manifested form. No, manifested form of the speech is like the universe, makhluk, created. So we have to understand, we have to make it clear, inshallah. So thanks for the comments and the questions. All right, I understand everybody is ready to go. So but think of it, when the Quran says kitab, give an option to it that it may be referring to the universe, and you will have a completely different understanding of the verse. But we have to be very careful, huh? Because the cultural inheritance of this understanding doesn't let you go and make this change of approach to the meaning of the Quran. That is, thank you. Suhail also said, yes, we agree. وَسَلَامٌ عَلَى الْمُرْسَلِينَ وَالْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ بِحُرْمَةِ السِّرِّ